Brother,
Why you feel like them not like peace?
I feel like so when they're them born, it's like them just this drop on the man them laugh, brother. It's like when that every single female are born, the nurse or whosoever the team member them big up same way, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about the struggles international student face. You know, I feel like this is something that is not talked about a lot, and there are so many things that international students go through. You know, the system within itself create for Americans, obviously. So, like we as international students, there's always a fight. You know, it's not like a things that I'm physically set for like barrier from like do certain things, but I feel like the system create for help Americans. You know, so we not have access to certain things because we're not citizens. You get me? So there are multiple different struggles we face in terms of finances, just cultural differences, a lot of things, you know. So I'm gonna talk about a few of them today. As you can see, me alone, so I'm gonna kick it off and things. So the first thing we want to talk about is just like the whole. I mean, being an international student on a whole is challenging, you know. Um, you have international students that are here for academic only, but I feel like it can be even more challenging if you're an international student athlete. I mean, like, because one, you have to focus on your sport, plus you have to focus on academics. You get me? And there's a balance, and it go 50-50. Like, you can't put one over the other. You know, so that are the first thing. Like, as an international student athlete, you have to ensure, say, the academic side are things I get take care of, while the whatever sport I do I get take care of, because more likely if you are a student, if you're an international student, it means that you're gonna be on some form of scholarship. I would assume that you're on some form of scholarship, you know, because that's one of the main reasons why students decide to study abroad, because they can get some form of scholarship from the school, which make it a little bit easier for themselves and or their parents, you know, while others like they might try to use the college route as a way of getting into the professional world, you know. As a student athlete, it's very challenging. As I said, like it's a balance, you know. So in order to keep your scholarship, you have to keep your grades up. Like you can't. There are. It's basically a sign of contract, you know. Like there are certain things that you have to ensure that you get done. Like your GP have to be a certain level, and your performance as well has to be at a certain level. And with me, obviously, I play football, so it's a team sport. But with track, you know, it's an individual sport. Like you have to, you can't do the bare minimum to excel. You get me? I say as a track athlete, I mean you have to do a lot of individual training because it's an individual sport, which means they have no one to blame but yourself. I mean, with football, it's pretty much the same, but obviously it's a team sport. So like you can be good, but the team itself probably just as 100, you know, which can give a leeway. You get me? So it's a little bit different, but um first I want to talk about the financial side of things. I mean, when you decide to come to college in America on a scholarship, sometime first of all you have to sign an agreement that you're able to cover all the expenses that comes with that specific school. And a lot of the times, you know, we as athletes we just want the opportunity, and we don't have a certain financial background that can assist us in the time of difficulties. But at the end of the day, we're going to do whatever it takes for ensure so we'll make use of the opportunity. Meaning, for example, if you are go to a school and the tuition is say $10,000, but the scholarship only cover $5,000, you have to show a bank statement reflecting $5,000 that you're going to be able to cover throughout the school year or throughout the time that you're going to be at that specific college. Usually, like people who are not able to show that amount, they'll probably get a relative or some, you know, like to come up with the funds or have that funds in their account and then can use the bank statement. When you get to college now and you actually have to find that $5,000, that's where the challenging side come in. If your parents don't have it, like can assist you, or like you have other family members can assist you, that's where the struggle come in, because one, work is limited on campus for international students. Like you can only work certain jobs and you can only work a certain amount of hours. So with you have to be focusing on performing at your best, not only in your sport but in academics. Now you have another challenge of focusing on your finances, because with certain every school is different, but with certain schools, like if you if you're not able to pay a certain amount by a certain time, they won't allow you to do probably like exams, or they will tell you that you can't attend certain classes and all that stuff. So just imagine you have to be focusing on getting your best grades, like performing at your highest level, and know you have finances to worry about. It's really challenging, and a lot of people don't talk about it. I've spoke to a lot of my friends, associates, like other college student, and this is something that they really face. And there's no program in Jamaica specifically that helps student athletes, even students on our own who decide to travel overseas to study, um, through these times. Usually, if they don't end up back in Jamaica, some of them probably run off, or some of them actually just dig deep and find a way to overcome the situation. And I feel like me and a couple of my friends are in that group of people who dig deep to try to find a way. With me, I usually try to write essays for scholarships within the school. Every school is different, as I said. Like, I mean, you may find certain opportunities within a school. Some schools there are just no opportunities. So if you really and truly have the money, or you really and truly can't get work outside of school, like you get knocked. You get me? Or if your parents can't help you, or somebody is not willing for, like, assist you, then you get knocked. But with my experience, I was able to write an essay. I was able to do like tutoring job. Fun. It's crazy. I would never see myself like doing like tutoring and all that stuff. Like coming to America for me was just, play your best to your ability, go D1, try to get a probably a MLS draft or something. But like my experience, like it was a roller coaster, and things that I thought that I would have done, and things that I wouldn't think that I've gotten done, like it just it just crazy. I feel like, as I said, like you within yourself can dig deep of to find different means, different ways to get this money, to get this scholarship, this tuition paid for. As I said, I wrote essays. I spoke with my coach, try to perform to the best of my ability at all times so that I can negotiate with my coach for higher scholarships. Um, Also, like network with people. That's very, very, very important, because there are people out there who truly really want to help others in need. So like you talking to other people, you expressing yourself, and you're not going to tell everybody your business, but sometimes it's good to like give people a glimpse of what you're facing, or the things that you have planned ahead. So because like they will definitely help you. Like there's people out there that will make sacrifices to help you. I mean, there are so many people that helped me along the way. I'm still going through the journey with my friends, either Rivaldo, Ronaldo. Like people were there to like assist us in times of need. Not every time, because obviously, the handout thing is not, it's not gonna be like a everyday thing. But when people say I try, and them say you know it, know what you want, and you work towards what you want, they're quicker to help you. But if them see you nonchalant, they just go through the motions, your grades not reflect nothing, your performance not reflect nothing, they're gonna assume say you're just there for waste time. They get me? So as I said, like one of the things that you can do, if you're a person that, or if you have somebody who like want transition through the college route and they might get partial scholarship, they can dig deep within the school to find certain information in terms of like if they can get different scholarships through academics, if they can participate in anything to get extra scholarships. You can performance in the sport is definitely a thing that you can do to like then negotiate with your coach to say, hey, I feel like with the level of that I'm at, I'm if it's possible to get an increase, you know. As I said, network with other people. That is very, 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 very important. It's important that you show a certain character. It's important that you like just talk to people, you know, because you may never know. You may never know who you might meet. You may never know like what that person can do for you in the future. You may never know like if that person like would be the person that changed your life forever, you know. So like with the whole scholarship and where the whole scholarship is concerned and paying tuition, I feel like it's very important that you try to seek information, you know, even before you get here, because a lot of times like people come here without a plan, and when you don't have a plan, yeah, basically you set up yourself for failure. I mean, with some people, it end up work out in the end, but like for others, as I said, them probably end up back to Jamaica, which nothing is wrong with that, you know, because at the end of the day, it don't make sense you fight for something and then like yeah, push, 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 and it just not work, and you just try for force something. You know, that not make no sense. And that's another thing for another video what I want to talk about. Like as much as you always want to fulfill your passion and your dreams, sometimes you have to know when to like detour, you know. Sometimes you have to know when to just like give something else a try. Because sometimes you see the signs, you know, but you ignore them, you know, and sometimes we try to hold on to things that are damaging us. You know, like I've seen many memes and quotes of like people holding on to a certain things, and only if they let go, only if they let go, they'll see the other opportunity on the other side. You know, so as I said, that's something for another video. But with your passion and everything, like it's not always the best thing to hold on to. Is it? But separate and apart from that, other than tuition and stuff, you know, cultural diversity, all of that. You're coming into a new country. Things are not the same as yours, you know. The people are not the same. Certain things that you might can do in your country and get away with, definitely you cannot do in another country. And you have to be mindful of that, you know, like things that you say, certain of your habits, you have to be mindful. You have to, it's your job to research. It's your job to find out the information of things that you might can do here and get away with versus the things that you can do. It's very important that you observe and be aware of your surrounding and your environment, because sometimes you feel like say, oh yeah, Jamaica, you can call to a girl and say, hey, like, you know, say certain things, and it's the norm, it's nothing, you know. Here, sexual assault, you know, and people face these things daily. And this is a country, America is a country that protect women, you know, and like they're not gonna allow you to do certain things, you know. It's just not accepted, and you have to realize that, you get me, because it will put you in problem. It can get you expelled, it can get you locked up in jail, it can get you sued, fined. There's so many different aspects of things that can happen when you do stuff like that. So it's very, 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 very important that you learn about, not only America, like anywhere you're traveling to. It's important that you learn about the environment before you get there, because at the end of the day you might be going there thinking like, oh yeah, I can do the same things that I did back home there, and that's a no-no. I've seen people getting problems for that. You know, sometimes you have to use other people's experiences to learn. Sometimes you don't have to use your failure. You can use other people's failure to like teach you the lesson, you know. That's why mentors are important, because they have been through it and they can prepare you to not go through the same thing they did. I mean, everybody have their own story, everybody have their own journey, and you still have to go through your own failures. But if you can avoid certain things, it's really, really important, you know. But yeah, adapting to the culture, Knowing what to say, knowing what to do is very, very much important. Another thing is like during this whole like experience being an international student, um, a lot of times people don't talk about how lonely it gets, you know. If you don't have relatives in America, you have to stay on campus or you have to stay at your apartment by yourself or probably with a few of your friends who are in the same predicament as you. And it sucks, but it teach you a lot, you know. It teach you that like how much like how life within itself can humble you, you know. Like you may be in, like for example, like you're probably in Jamaica, you're this person where everybody know, and you know everybody respect you and everybody care about you, and then you come in a world where like you're just a normal human being all over again, like humbly real quick, you know. Like holidays, like you have no one to stay with, you're by yourself in your apartment, you have to cook for yourself, you have to do everything for yourself, your parents are not there, you probably don't have the money for buy a ticket for go back home, so you just have to rough it out, you know. And sometimes this lead to a state of depression for some people, but at the end of the day, like you just have to within yourself, like try to fight and find something that can heal you, or find something that can um like not say distract you, because to me I don't feel like it's one of the best thing to distract your mind from your problems. I feel like you should face them. So as I said, networking is key. So if like you know that you don't have any relatives or anything in America, it's good that you probably like um get with a schoolmate or get with a teammate or other people within the area of the school, you know, meet new people where when these times come, you have somewhere to go, and like you have at least somebody like that would treat you as family. You get me? Because being alone, it can be scary. You know, for some people it does good, and for some it just mess with their mentals. You know, they get depressed, they start overthinking stuff, and it's just bad. For me personally, I've experienced about 3 Christmas by myself or with one of my teammates, and I don't know, like I'm just a different person where during that time I wasn't sad. I was just happy that I had life, I had food on my table. That was one of the greatest thing. I had shelter, so I was grateful for everything. I used the time to just reflect, to just think. I spoke to my family over the phone, you know, and I just enjoyed every moment. I'm not gonna say that it's something that I want to do, because obviously if I had the chance to go home, or if I have the chance to like go stay with other relatives or so forth, I would do that. But during the time, things just, I feel like it was just a learning lesson. um I feel like it was just something that I had to experience to like teach me something, you know, and like for me to like can express myself and like show other people like what it is like, you know. It's not no better roses, definitely. It's really challenging. It's really challenging, and I said it can get depressing, you know. So it's, as I said, it's important to network, and it's important to have a plan. Having a plan will save you from things like this. If you know that school is gonna end at a certain time, and you know Christmas holiday will come up, it's good to like start seeking places to go where you can have company, you know, you can do what you love, you can enjoy people. Because I feel like one of the thing with me and staying by myself, I started to get like socially awkward. Um like I would get nervous around people at times, just because I've been by myself for so long, not socializing with anyone. Like it felt weird after the break, like when I saw like my schoolmates, teachers, etc. Like every time I was speaking to them, like I would say a few sentences, and then I felt this sense of nervousness on me, and it was weird. Like, and it happened for a period of time, and I didn't tell anyone about it, but yeah, I did actually. I told my friends about it, and I just started reflecting and trying to improve it. Started talking to people more, you know, like, but it didn't feel good. imagine like you're trying to express yourself or you're having a simple conversation and it's like you cannot finish it because it's like this sense of nervousness and like you're not able to like pronounce your words like as though you would before, you know. So as I said, it's important to socialize. I mean, people always talk about people always glorify being alone and like being by themselves and them can this and that, but it's not healthy. We are human beings. We That's why we have words. You know, we were born to socialize. You know, we were born to express ourselves, and when we're not doing it as much, it starts to affect us. You know, and I wouldn't want that to happen to anyone. You know, and as I said, like everyone deal with things differently, and it may be worse for someone else. You know, like it could end up in a different outcome. But yeah, so I feel like, as I said, like coming to college overseas, have a plan, network, have everything written down on paper. That's for another day in terms of like if a coach offer you a certain scholarship, ensure you have it written on paper because they will deceive you. They will deceive you. So you have to be careful. I've had that experience. I have friends that have had that experience. Other people told me about their experience. So and this goes for life as well. Like if you and someone has a verbal agreement, ensure that that verbal agreement is on paper as well. Because even though a verbal agreement can go in court, at the end of the day, it's like he said, she said. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's very much important to have it on paper because when you have it on paper, it's solid proof. They can't change it. You get me? So like if it's not text or email or something where you can prove to say like this is what this person said, ensure to do that. But all in all, um, still on the journey, a lot to learn. I've learned a lot. Just wanted to talk about a few things about the whole college experience. There's a lot of things that I left out. Um, um, May gonna do a part two to this video, but as I said, like planning ahead, networking, knowing what you want, very, very much important as a student athlete, balancing all of that stuff, socializing. These are things that are going to help you. And yeah, Quen talk, you don't know it, go do the Quen.